So Saturday, September 14th. Just checking back on these plants, and was planning on doing some sample harvesting. I may still do that. But we got quite a few plants here with quite a bit of green on them still. And that makes me not want to dig them yet, because I don't want to terminate them before they're done. Let's let them finish the job. And then I do see others here that are done, and they're starting to into their senescence or dieback phase. But yeah, just thought I would get a video clip here quick. Here's some that are full senescence. You can see they've browned back and died back. And then next to that we have some that are still green. Yeah, very interesting. I might dig a few samples today just to see. So just a sample scoop here of one that was pretty much fully died back. Got a nice little cluster of potatoes out of it. Nothing huge yet, but just for reference where we are in the field on that one for mapping purposes, tracking purposes, etc. From there, I'm going to take a sample up in this row on one of these guys. We'll go for this one, fully died back. So there we are. Not a tremendous amount there, but certainly more than we put in. So that's a overall gain for the season. And given this is our first year out, and all the other factors here, the drought and crazy weather and late planting and all those factors, that's not bad. And I don't know that this is an indicator of all of the field here, but it's always interesting to take a few samples. Maybe we'll move up toward the middle of the row and see what we can find up that way, if there's plants that are in full senescence. Here we are up on the ridge. A little bit rockier section here, but cobble. We're not into that shale ridge on the next hump yet, so we'll see what we find here. So up here is a little bit better soil, and as per better soil, we got a little bit better results. These are a little bit bigger, these two big ones. These others are about the same as before, so that's not horrible. And I have to say, the raised beds are going to make the harvesting a lot easier than previous years when we didn't have that advantage. Guess we'll just get a quick clip of the buckwheat. You can see that's going to seed. We have seed dropping off here, falling over. So who knows, that might burst back up next spring. I doubt it though. I'm guessing that the winter birds will get to most of it, but we'll see what happens. There goes a giant dragonfly patrolling. Decided I'm taking a tarragon plant back with me. I've been planning to grab one of these to take to the lab. Forgot to bring a planter. All I got to this thing, so I'm just going to stick it in there in the car for now. But I wanted to show the extensive root system growing off of this already, just from going into native soil and with the foliar feeds and treatments we've given it. And I'm actually breaking a big part of it already, digging it up, but I want some locally at home. So not a lot going on in the labs yet, but I've started moving things in here in preparation for cold weather. And here's that tarragon back in the lab now. It sat outside for a day or two in the planter, and now it's in here in the lab. And this is our catnip, the special stuff, and that's taken off well. That's our second generation of that. And these are our cuttings of blood orange, Meyer lemon, and Valencia orange. And those are hanging in there. We'll see what they do. And then this was our backup ginger from earlier in the season, and that is actually thriving. And I'm glad I had a backup. That's had a, well, actually I think all the stuff has had a feed, a foliar feed drench with the rooted leaf Agritech stuff. And I'm already seeing a growth response here. The ginger is doing this peeling off, throwing out new leaves kind of thing. And then the catnip has clearly responded nicely to that as well. The tarragon has not had a feed yet, but that was doing well to begin with. And then the olive is doing well also. And we still got some figs tucked in with that olive. I don't know what we're gonna. I guess while we're peeking in the labs, we'll have a peek in this lab as well. As you can see, this is the lemon verbena, and then all the rest of the rosemary propagation that we did earlier in the season in here. And then in the back is a citronella plant that my mom gave me that was in a much smaller planter, and I potted it up, took them in here. I'm gonna really enjoy that smell over the winter, and maybe that'll help mitigate some of the bug issues. That in conjunction, of course, with good nutrition. Right here in this example, you can see where the stoichiometric mix in the column is off. And so consequently, the wood gas that's coming out the top, when it meets enough oxygen, is actually igniting off the top of the flame.